Good morning, grade 5. Today we will talk about the last lesson for this chapter. We are going to talk about different objects in the solar system. There's a lot of objects in the sky. It's not only the sun and the 8 planets. In the end of your books, you're gonna find um, pictures. Just try to open your book at the end at page, I think, FC1. You will see four, four pictures of smaller objects in the solar system. You're going to find 4 objects. Your homework will be to cut these 4 objects and just stick them in beside the name of each. Today we are going to cover 2 of them, and tomorrow we are going to talk about the other 2 objects. Today we are going to start with the comet and asteroids because they are similar in some features and they are different in other features. So let's start. I want to show you this video first. Then we are going to discuss how they are alike and how they are different. Now, as we know, we have the solar system is made of the sun and 4 inner planets. They are small and they are rocky. And we have other 4 planets that the outer planets, and they are made of the rocks, and the outer planets are made of the gases. So these, all of them are the solar system, but not actually only this. There's comets, there's asteroids. That's what we are going to talk about today. What are the comets and what is the asteroids? Now, the comets, it's coming from also great name, but it's talking about moving very fast. Actually, they are made of rocks, and the comets is made also of ice, frozen gases. Yes, darling. So the comets are, when the comets come close to the sun, the frozen on the comet just melt. That's why it looks like it has a tail. Actually, today we are going to talk about the Halley's Comet. That is one of the famous comets that come near to the Earth in 1986. This one of the comets that is very famous. Let's continue about the comets. We say it's one of, we can all see all of them, of course, by the telescope. And as we say that the comets is made of frozen, and it's rock as a rock and dust and frozen gases. They melt when they came close to the sun. While this is when it will happen again. Now let's talk about the asteroids. The asteroids also, it's rocks, and they form in a special place in the solar system. This place is called the asteroid belt because it is as a belt. It's between Jupiter and Mars. Now these asteroids are divided into 2 parts. The inner asteroids that near to the Mars, and the outer asteroid that is near to the Jupiter. Actually, this belt that because of the gravity of the Mars and Jupiter, they just keep hold in their places. And this is very important that this asteroid doesn't hit or crash to the Earth. So The asteroids are not moving any without any they have no gravity actually, because they are small and they are made of dust, and they don't have a lot of gravity to give them the ball shape as the other planets. So they have a shape, they are large, but actually if all of them are just collected, it will not be at the same as our moon size. So it's large, but not at this much. Some of them is large, as one of them can fit the size of one ocean on the Earth. Now, the asteroids we said is kept in their place because the gravity of the Mars and Jupiter. So the Mars kept them here and the Jupiter kept them there. That's why they didn't crush the Earth. This is what I want about asteroids. So the asteroids are orbiting in a special place. We call this the asteroid belt. It's between Mars and Jupiter. While the comets are made of dust and frozen gases that just move everywhere. Why we see it as the shooting star, the comets? Because when they come close to the Earth, to the sun, the frozen gas melt and form the shape as a tail. That's all about the asteroids and comet. And we say the most common comet or famous comet, it happened within 1986. We call it the Halley comet. Let's open our books, page 490. 490. Now, what is asteroid? Asteroid is a large object, while the comet is a small. This is large object that revolves around the sun. It's revolve, but it's not it's just moving. An asteroid is not a planet. Some asteroids are very large. Some, not all of them, are very large and could fill an ocean on Earth. Other asteroids are as small as a grain of sand, so they are different in size. Some of them are very large, others are very small, as a grain of the sun. Because they have less mass than planets, asteroids do not have enough gravity to pull themselves into the shape of a ball. So they don't have a regular shape. Why? Because they have less mass than the planets, and the asteroids do not have enough gravity, and also they don't have the shape of ball. They are irregular shape. Most asteroids orbit the sun in the wide region between Mars and Jupiter. So sometimes there's another asteroid. If you remember, we said there is planet of the inner planet. They have a lot of craters because of the asteroid that hit the surface. Also, the moon has a lot of craters because of the asteroids that crush the surface of the moon. So most of them are just revolve or just moving in a wide region between Mars and Jupiter. We call this place the asteroid belt. It's as a belt. The asteroid belt is divided into inner belt that near to the Mars and the outer belt that near to the Jupiter. Asteroids in the inner belt are mostly made of metals. So the inner, you can see this one, it's like it divides the solar planet into inner planet and the outer planet. So the inner one is made of metal, while the outer one is made of rocks. So the one beside the Mars, to make it easy for you, Mars is the red planet. We call it red because it has iron oxide, and the iron is a metal. So the one that's near to the Mars is made of metals, while the one at the outer are made of rocks. Outer belt asteroids appear darker than the asteroids of the inner belt. If you can just take a look about this one, because the rock didn't reflect the light as the metal of the sun. Okay, so because of the difference of what they are made of, they also appear in different. One is darker than the other. Now the gravity of the Jupiter hold most asteroid in area beyond Mars. So the gravity that help them to stay in their places. They don't have their own gravity. The gravity of Jupiter hold the asteroid in their place as a belt. This helps keep Earth from being hit by asteroids in our solar system. So this is a good point. Thanks for Jupiter. Thanks for the gravity of Jupiter that help us to be safe from the asteroids to hit our planet. So it helped to keep the Earth from being hit by the asteroids. All the material in all the asteroids in our solar system were, if they were squished into one object, it would be smaller than our moon. So we said if some of them are large and the others are small as a grain of sand. So they have no special size. They have less mass. They don't have gravity. The gravity of the Jupiter hold them in the belt. This belt are divided into inner belt and the outer belt, and this is the one that we call the asteroid that mean may hit the other planets and objects in the sky and causes craters. Why do asteroids not have a round shape? Why they don't have a ball shape and round shape? Who can help me to answer this question?
Less mass.
Let me hear from Urul.
Because they have less mass and they do not have enough gravity to pull themselves.
Amazing. So the reason of they don't have a regular shape because they have less mass. Asteroids asteroids have less mass and not enough gravity to pull themselves into the shape of the
Miss,
ball.
there is an blocking your sentence. The sentence.
So this is what about the asteroids. Now let's highlight about comets. It's not the next page, it's page 492. Let's talk about the comets. We say the comet is a small mass of rock and dust and frozen gases. Done, Faye?
No, I don't finish, Miss. I am in the word enough.
So please hurry up. So the comet, I will highlight here. So the comet is a small mass of rock, dust, and frozen gas that orbit the sun in an oval-shaped path. So it orbits the sun, but in oval or eclipse shaped path. When a comet orbit is near the sun, some of the ice on the comet surface change to water vapor, forming a long and glowing tail. So while the comet or shooting star, they have the shape of a circle, and it has like a shape, like a tail, because it's made of rocks and dust and frozen gas. While the asteroid is made only from the inner made of metal, while the outer made of rocks. This one have frozen gas. If the orbit of where they are moving is near to the sun, it will turn this gas, frozen gas into water vapor and forming the long and glowing tail. Most comets are very far away from the sun. Some of them have orbit near enough to Earth that we can occasionally see them. So sometimes we can see them because sometimes they are near to the Earth. We can differentiate between comets and stars in the sky because the comets are very fast. Stars stay in the same relative position with other stars, but the comet changes its position over a few hours or days. So the comets are changing, but stars, they stay in the same place while the comets change their position. That's why we see them are just moving. How are stars and comets different? This is what I said, that uh, the
Miss,
movement about them, and also I have another things. Yes, darling.
uh, the stars, can I answer it?
No, you answered the first question. So wait a minute. So I thought that you have a question. So how are stars and comet different? So let's make a table and write. Habiba, can you give me one difference between the stars and comet?
The stars stay in the same relative position while
Okay.
the comet change its position.
Okay. What else? Faye, can you help me? So the stars stay.
Miss, can you repeat the question?
Help me to answer this question. How are stars and comets different? They stay in the same place, in the same relative position, while the comet change its position. Here, I want to say what each one is made of. Furud, can you help me with this question? What is the stars made of?
The stars is made of burning gases, and the
Amazing.
comets are
Frozen gases.
frozen gas, dust, and rocks.
Thanks. So the stars is made of huge hot, huge hot ball of burning gases, while this one is made of dust, rocks, and frozen. So you get the differences between the comets and the asteroids, even the shape of them. So don't forget to open the book. At the end of your book, you're gonna find the asteroids and the the asteroid and the comets. Let's read about Halley comet on page 494.
Miss, I have a question.
Yes, darling.
Is this our lesson only?
Yes.
So we'll not take the dwarf planets and the
Tomorrow, inshallah.
meteoroids tomorrow?
Tomorrow, inshallah.
Okay.
But you didn't were here in the beginning of the lesson. I said that in the beginning of the lesson. So let's open page 494 and start to read. Are you done? Urud, start
Miss,
please.
I finished. Miss, I
Urud,
finished writing. Yeah, Miss.
start please.
Okay. Halley's comet is the most famous of all the known comets. It is visible on Earth every 75 to 76 years.
So
You can see Halley's.
wait please. One of the famous comet. It's always just involved and just come close to the Earth. It's Halley's comet every 75 or 76 years. The last time we see that, okay, continue please.
You can see the Halley's comet clearly with your naked eyes because it passes close to the Earth.
Thank you. So we don't need a telescope to see these comets. What about just a minute?